Hello everyone, Cedric and Cedric here, CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, Day 11. Day 11. Man, getting up there.
Yeah.
Tonga Loa versus Ibushi Kota.
Great match.
This match was awesome.
Great
now
match.
I'm going to go through a few things real quick because Cedric has stuff on her mind. Match started off wrestling, and all they did was wrestle. Took it outside a little bit, where Loa, was thrown into the fence, and you know how Loa is. He's that brawler like Ishii. So he came up off that fence while Ibushi was running at him and hit him with a spear that stopped Ibushi in his tracks.
It was like a car accident, man.
He hit it. His entire body stopped on a dime.
His feet went forward.
Yes, his feet and arms went forward. But his body stayed where it was.
Yes, a short, powerful spear.
And then Loa decided to take his sweet time and beat the hell out of him on the apron while damn near getting counted out. Mm-hmm. But he should have gotten counted out because he got on the apron.
But didn't get in the ring.
Yes. Now, see, that's always a great area in wrestling. Because when I first started watching wrestling, you get up on the apron, you're still outside the ring, so they beat the hell out of you and keep you from getting through the ropes. You can put a foot through the ropes. It don't matter. That's how the old school traditional rules were, or that's just how they did it then, just for the moment.
Yeah.
And then you got some where if you get up on the apron, then that's basically the ring, like, because tag team partner. Mm-hmm. How can you tag your partner if he's not in the ring,
exactly.
or at least part of it?
Exactly.
So, it's all about how they want to play it, and that's cool. Some you just got to put your arm into the ring under the rope, and then that's it. I've seen that. It's lazy rules, but I've seen it. So the match continues, and they get their shit in-ish. I mean ish. Like a little bit of it.
Yeah. Save
it for the best is what they did, and they did a great job at this. Loa hit that. He improved his standing moonsault.
Yes.
He did that. They both went to beating the hell out of each other, as they like to do. This is the first time I've ever seen them in singles anyway.
Yeah, I don't think they've wrestled each other like this before.
So this was really good to see. And then Loa, he hit him with, some good shots, some knees and stuff, and the match got heavier, and Ibushi got that sit out triangle powerbomb and powerbomb Tonga Loa out of his pants.
Yeah, pants came down around below his ass.
That motherfucker was sagging.
Mm-hmm.
But
not by choice.
Not by choice. Not at all.
Very important.
He got his dignity. He'd pull him up if he could. And then Loa, the only person in the G1 to block the Kamigoye by crossing his arms. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Kelly's like, everyone's doing it. No, he's the first. He is the first.
Someone else blocked it, but they did something different. They didn't cross their arms.
But Loa's the only one that crossed his arms.
Yeah.
Others did headbutts. They did drag him to the mat counters and stuff like that. But crossing the arms. That Loa was the first in the G1. The first one to do it was Tanahashi.
It's so simple.
It's very simple. Cross your arms. Mm-hmm. So that's good. They went back and forth a little bit, and Loa, Ibushi tried to get the Enzui Kamigoye, and Loa reversed.
He powered out of it.
Like, just bring him forward. He just brought him forward.
Yeah, just
strong power.
Yep, and then reversed it.
And put one on it. He put that knee to the back of Kota's head, and Kota laid there like he was dead. Mm-hmm. Kota looked straight up, laid to the bone. Didn't trip.
And then, with him being laid to the bone, Tonga Loa gathered him up for a powerbomb. Was it a sit out?
Yep.
A receipt.
Yeah.
And his head
smacked off that mat.
The sound that it made
was crazy. I mean, scary. Now, the knee to the back of the head, he looked like he was beyond concussed, like he had a brain problem for real. Like he hit the center of it.
I'm like, if he ain't concussed off this, then I just don't know what.
If it ain't the knee and if it ain't the power bomb, Cedra said, I don't know what.
Because honestly, to me, he didn't seem like he was right after that.
No, he won't.
Bomb.
And it was like a few matches ago where it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where something, I can't remember what happened, but he won't right
afterwards.
He legitimately won't right. It's brutal.
Scary.
Yeah, it's scary. And then they went through some more. He ultimately he got the Kamigoye on, but that was after Tonga Loa put on a series of other moves and he tried to get the TTD on, but it was reversed into a tombstone.
But no, let's think about Tonga Loa got to avoid the Kamigoye. He put another short spear on his ass.
Yeah, he did.
And he also pulled off a Poison Rana.
Now, I forgot about that though. That was bad because he got the Poison Rana. Ibushi
went for it
and just it flubbed.
Yeah, it's like his feet didn't grip the way it's supposed to. It just something went wrong.
His feet didn't grip, and Loa wasn't standing up erect. To get the Poison Rana on, you have to be standing up. Not with a hard on, but standing up straight. You have to be erect in your posture.
Please don't be erect in the ring.
Please don't. I've seen it before. Not cool. Or allegedly seen it. I don't know. Maybe he was just hung straight. I don't know. But he got... Here you go.
No, you said it. Let me tell you, here I go.
So Loa was leaning over a bit, and I think he leaned over just as he tried to get his legs around his head. So Ibushi flips back with Loa trying to jump back, and it looked bad. Loa luckily landed on his back.
Yeah.
Ibushi landed, and Loa's selling like death. Kevin Kelly's trying to cover for it.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd is like, we kind of noticed this.
They just start clapping in support. That's what the crowd did. They started clapping in support.
Yep. And Ibushi was getting up. He kind of had that look on his face like, that didn't go too well. You could see it. It's a little certain face that certain wrestlers make, and it's like, that's not so well. But we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, keep moving. What you gonna do? Stop and be like, hey y'all, let's repeat.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here, look. Quick. Never no sell a Poison Rana. It's literally like if someone did, the Devil Masami's suplex power drive and someone just get up like, that's nothing. No. You don't, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't no sell that. It takes a special person like Road Warrior Hawk or Sting or something like that. The ones that you kind of get used to seeing them when they just kind of, okay, I ate this move. I'm impervious to it at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah. So,
this is a Poison Rana. You got to sell that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. So that was just a botch, but it won't AEW level only because these two they're professionals.
Yes.
And so if it's a mess up, it was some very, and I'm serious, a tiny miscue of something very subtle. If you hear that beep, it's because the mothership is outside. He's back up. It's just bright. But in any case, and we got the door open to relieve air pressure and stuff. So the match did keep going.
Kota ended up getting a tombstone power driver.
Yeah, he got the tombstone, and I was like, you got to get the Kamigoye after that. And he did, and fell on Loa. And
it wasn't a pin. He might as well have been unconscious across his body.
Yes! Like she said, it might have been unconscious across his body.
He had to be dead weight.
and what I said was, Kota Ibushi can win and make you look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I am hoping that's what he was doing.
And not that he's damaged.
You know, because Ibushi always taking these high risks. Always. He's safer than Will Ospreay, but Will Ospreay don't suffer concussions. He suffers like dislocations and tears,
neck problems.
Yeah, Ibushi, he is a concussion magnet. So I worry about him. All right, I worry about when I see that because he didn't protect his head.
Mm-mm.
His head was not protected, and he didn't seem to right after the knee and then the power bomb. But Ibushi wins. You know, Busa, he wins. And Loa afterwards, he looked dejected and he clapped for him.
And Kota was watching him leave.
Yeah, Kota looked confused.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to hug Loa. I'm like, you tried. But here's now what I want to say, and maybe Cedra, do you remember what you was going to say?
Yes.
Okay. What I said before was, okay, we know Loa's going to lose the match. We know he's going to lose this match. But at the same time, he's showing what he can do. So let's say he does the G1 next year. He might get up there to those 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if New Japan is smart, 10 points. You know? So this is singles career training he's going through.
Exactly. See, here's the thing. And this is going for Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. We already know they're fantastic tag teams. They're both in the G1. You know, this is Loa's first time. And although they're baddies, and we know they're baddies, they're wrestling clean matches for the tournament. For G1, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are wrestling clean matches. There have been no nut shots. There have been no scraping any body part on the ring. There's been no raking the eyes. Jado has not been involved. And I think, to me, just on visuals, that's catching others by surprise.
Yes.
Because Kota did look confused, like, what the fuck was that? That's not anything I'm used to. It was an extremely competitive match, and, you know, Loa gave him a run for his money. You know, although they're baddies and it's Bullet Club, you know, I doubt they're going to have a face turn anytime soon. It's garnering respect, which is very important.
Very, very important. We got 3 matches left, you know, and we saw El Desperado wrestle. He wrestled the Young Lion,
that was
and
a good match.
It was a good match, and that was an epic, dominating finish with the standing Indian Deathlock and just standing there twerking, not twerking, but I would say twerking his knee a little bit, but just shifting his calf
just enough to cause excruciating pain,
and
watching him tap out.
Yes,
like you're watching some sort of a science experiment, like somebody torturing a rat in a laboratory.
Look at the blood spill.
Yeah.
Does it spill to the left or the right today?
Look at him twitch.
And El Desperado is so awesome. I mean, he's one of the baddies that can't do any wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he's super heel, but it's comedy as well to me, because he's creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That mask shows no facial expressions. The eyes you can see, but there's no expression, and yet he's full of expression.
Mm-hmm.
That's masterful. That's masterful. All right. Let's see who else wrestled. Hiromu versus Kenta. That was highly competitive, and Kenta had to cheat out the wazoo to beat him.
He had to cheat like a mug. It says it makes Hiromu look real good, like Kenta like a bitch.
Yep. So we did see those matches, and they were good. But we want to do only G1 and thoroughly talk about those, or at least enough.
Yeah.
So got 3 more matches. Let's roll.
Ready.
Next match, Takashi Yujiro versus Zack Sabre Jr. or as I pronounce the spelling, Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
This is annoying to say, but Yujiro was the problem. Zack has had exciting matches with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This match was just lackluster.
There was just
Yujiro has no urgency, no umph. It's
no
like
power.
he's from this. It's like he's from the same training group that Yoshihashi is from, where yelling is to show intensity. When no, you have to show intensity to show intensity.
Have to be intense.
It helps. And I was like, Zack has been on defense for a long time. Yujiro was getting his shit in, just back-to-back moves, getting it in, the boot kick in the corner, the chops.
And doing very little damage. And doing very little damage against Zack Sabre Jr. didn't look good.
No, it's not a good look. Anyone else chop him or boot kick him, he dropped like a ragweed.
Yes. Yujiro hit him, I don't know how many times with the weak-ass elbows, and he was answering back. He stumbled like a little bit, but he recovered quickly and started whooping his ass.
I was like, Zack gonna fuck this dude up.
There was no making Yujiro look good.
No. Yujiro was on offense predominantly this whole match and just couldn't look good. It's like Zack was like, okay, we've played enough.
Yeah.
And just turned it up. Just, okay, we're going to dial it up from this 3 that has been. We're going to put it at, 9, where I'm used to giving a 12. But, he started working the arm. Didn't really do too much to Yujiro. He really didn't.
Nope.
And he dropped him to the mat after Yujiro, he got pimp juice on, but now that's just a secondary move that will never get a pin.
Yeah.
And he's going to look for big juice. That kept getting countered. And Zack got him. Zack put him on the mat and went through probably 5 or 6 different attempts at an arm move. It's like his brain had shut down, but his arms was working in like muscle memory to get something, but not what. You could see it. It was like the brain's like, "Hey, y'all, get it together." I'm just like, "I'm trying. I gotta find it. It's something I'm trying to do. Just shut up, brain. Let me get my thing done."
It's just Zack knew that he didn't even have to waste his time trying to wear this opponent down.
Yeah, and that's not a good look. You're not even good enough to wear down. And he got the inverted armbar with a leg lace Kimura, and Yujiro tapped out.
He ain't had no choice.
I was like, he could get to those, but he ain't gonna try. He's gonna just tap, and that's exactly what happened. Short match. I mean, I think they went 15 minutes probably, but still, it is what it is. Yeah. We knew Zack was gonna win. Yujiro needs to lose weight, get healthy, and find himself. That's what he needs. He needs to do those things. And be a part of the juniors, if anything. But yeah, Zack goes over, he wins. And that's the end of that match. So Let's roll. Next match. Yano Toru versus Takagi Shingo. And this was a short match.
Yeah, the shenanigans were to a minimum. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they were to a minimum. I mean, they started off with, hey, take the bag, put it over your head. And he's like, you put this bag on my damn head. He's like, come on, it's for you. Take it, put it on your head. And Yano does it, and he's parading around, and Takagi's like, all right, I'll join. And then eventually, the bag ain't on his head. Schoolboy roll up. Takagi almost get pinned. And it's like, what in the world? And it was a small little playful skirmish.
Yeah.
that went outside and he threw Takagi under the ring with the bag over his head. Takagi was like, you know what? I'm mad at this. He got up. He was just like, take the bag off your head. Take the bag off your head.
It's still a little round.
Yep. He takes it off. He looks in the ring like, you know what? It's your ass. Then he gets in the ring and Yano's like, really, huh? Yano messed him up in the ring. I got to be honest. Yano, he got the padding off. He got that kind of say rebound belly to belly suplex. He nut shots and roll up, nut shots and forward roll up. Yano showed he was dangerous. Takagi had to fight back, and then he got the shirt over Yano's head and gave him the sliding lariat. And Yano, no, he didn't even try to pin him. No, he did. Yano, I think Yano kicked out, and obviously the match kept going. And I mean, the ref was used a lot in this match.
Especially towards the end.
But at the end, it was a fireman's carry into Last of the Dragon. I was like, it's made in Japan, but it should work. Well, made in Japan be held in front and chest high. So, I mean, there was no pump handle or anything like that. So I was like, you know, what, made in the Last Dragon? I don't know. Shit.
No, it's made in Japan. I thought was what it was called.
Made in Japan is when he holds them in front, like a deadlift, like he's picking them up.
Oh, okay.
You know, like weights. That's the made in Japan, and then Last of the Dragons, we got him up high over the shoulders. But it's like he pump handles it first and pick him up over the shoulders, and then drop him into that move. So I'm like, there was no pump handle. Won't really Last of the Dragon. It's more like just, you know, but it got the job done. And I don't think he could have got him in that move anyway, properly with Yano's arms up the way they were. So Shingo wins, and the bag that was designated with his name on it that Yano had wrote on, you know, he blew his, you know, quote unquote, blew his nose on it, and then threw it down onto Yano. Yano was getting help to the back, and Shingo, he won.
Yeah, quite simple. It was a simple match, and it's
simple, and it was cool. You got things to add, you know?
No.
All right, let's roll. All right, this is your G1 Climax Day 11 main event. Great-O-Khan versus Ishii Tomohiro. And, look, I know I said what I said, that for the G1, it's just going to be what it is, and we're going to go on memory, but it hit me and I started taking notes. This match, yeah, man, you know what? This match, Kota and Loa should have been second to the main event.
Yeah,
it really should have. By and large,
Zack and Yujiro could have been the first shit. But yeah,
honestly, Takagi and Yano could have been first.
Yeah.
You know, it was the least serious match. And I said that, you know, this match right here is going to be a good match. This is going to be a great match, and it should be the main event, and it was.
It was.
That's good. Okay. It's almost a play-by-play of the most important parts of the match. I was typing as it was going. I was like, maybe a minute behind or whatnot when I started typing, and I had to catch up, and I'm watching the match and typing without looking, so I'm gonna have to read through my jumble, and I'm gonna have to decipher it too, because I was typing and going. I was getting it done. So let's get into this. All right, I'm gonna go through my notes. Now, unless you want to add something first or say something first.
No, I'll let you go through your notes and I'll chime in when I need to, if I need to.
All right. So the match did start off, hey, it's an Ishii match. Or was it? Because who leads the match is usually who pretty much not get their shit in, but they're the ones that when they lead the match, they usually get the least in. Like Sabre Jr. He was trying to make Takahashi look good. So that's a little giveaway, y'all. That's a little giveaway. The one leading the match usually doesn't do as much as they normally would, and they're leading the match. That don't mean they ain't gonna get all their stuff in, but they're gonna help the other person shine. Usually, I realize he might shine twice a year, and any other time it's because he got that much oil on. So it's the only way he gonna shine. That's what it seemed like. Sorry, Yuji, I like you. I actually kind of love you. I wanted you to do a whole lot better, but I realize you do not have that get up and go in you.
Yeah, the sun shines on a dog's ass twice a year.
Okay, so these two behemoths. We've seen Great Khan. We know what Great Khan can do. He's got that amateur background, which you can see. He's got that submission style. He's got that catch as catch can. He's got a power game, more or less power game, a strong technical game. He's got a power technical game. And I assume from that, he can be a bulldozing brawler. That was my assumption that we haven't seen, but can he do it? Yes, he can.
And while we're talking about his capability, Kevin Kelly went on to let us know that prior to joining the New Japan Dojo, that Great Khan was a national champion amateur wrestler.
Yeah, collegiate champion.
He got as high as he could get as an amateur wrestler. And what I relayed to Cedric when we were watching this is that when he trained, as Oka, and we watched him wrestle, he never let on.
Not once.
That he had this depth to him as far as amateur wrestling. He never let on. It was like he put that on the back burner and just soaked up everything that is professional wrestling. And now that he is a professional wrestler, he merged everything seamlessly.
It was beautiful. All right. They squared off, elbows, pushing each other. He started off with the first shoving and pushing and the shoulder blocks back and forth. They did that.
But you missed the part. The whole lockup.
Yeah, they locked up.
But it wasn't just a lockup. It was a lockup and then they just stayed there. Back and forth in the same spot.
Yeah.
Looking for position, pushing, with trying to show who was stronger. And Oka won out in the end. And then all the other shit began.
See, I saw it glancingly and I heard it. I was working on the Fire Pro move.
Oh, okay.
But because it's in my head and it's bugging me and I got to get it done. It's bugging me to my core.
Because essentially,
and I can hear the and I was listening to Kevin Kelly and I'm hearing what he's saying and I'm listening to you. So to me, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what this looked like, and I moved on. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. I listened to the environment and I'm like, okay, this is what's going on, but it's not what I was writing, and what I was writing stuck most into my head.
Because when it comes to that lockup test of strength kind of thing, oftentimes Ishii is going to dominate. He's a bull. He just bulldozes through. But Great Khan wasn't having it.
Not by a damn sight.
And he was pushing him back. It was good. Okay, all right.
He got Ishii in the corner, and he was going to sit on him. Ishii backed up like, lost your mind. And that's when I started. I got about 3 moves past that when I started writing. And this is what I wrote, but I'm not going to just say what I wrote. I'm going to try to put it in more complete sentence fashion. Uh-huh. But what I wrote was Khan with Mongol chop from mid rope on Ishii, who evaded being sat on.
That's what happened.
Yeah. So he evaded being sat on. And but here's the thing, the nuance isn't there. Khan jumped off the middle rope screaming that crazy scream with the Mongolian chop.
And he floored Ishii.
He floored him. And he does it like Tenzan when Tenzan was younger. You know, Tenzan, he got that, you know, I'm getting old and all I got is old man strength. And that clubbing hand of his.
He done mellowed. We got a bunch of grandkids somewhere.
Playing with him, smiling and stuff.
Yeah, all happy.
Yeah. You know what? I'll be honest with you. For the longest, I thought Tenzan, you know, when I started seeing him back in the early mid 90s, I thought he was Hawaiian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I first saw him, I thought he was Hawaiian. You look at him back then, he looked Hawaiian. I'm sorry for the outburst and the elevation of my voice, but holding coughs and stuff. Whew. Okay. Calm it down. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. It's taking so long to get to this. I'm sorry. Okay, because this is just a solid 4.5 star match. So then Khan with the Mongolian chop with a rear seated Ishii up on the top rope. You know, he hollered and got that, but then pulled him down to the tree of woe and did that sliding drop kick. But Ishii was hung up. So his knee, you know, kind of got torqued a little bit.
Gracias had to free him.
Yeah. And that knee, you know, but it did not come into play later.
It didn't. So,
you know, spoilers, right? Because you're going to get a lot. And then, yeah, that's when Khan had his hands locked behind his back while Ishii was throwing elbows and pushing Ishii back.
Yep.
And then delivered a stiff elbow, knocking Ishii to the mat.
He floored him again.
Floored him. And then Khan eventually, later, he got the head and arm choke on him. And he was in it and transitioned it, you know. And Kevin Kelly wanted to call it like the kind of like Tenzan's Anaconda Vice. No. But I understand the positioning of the move. Similar positioning, but absolutely different moves. Absolutely different. The head and arm choke looks like it, you know, will choke you out. The Anaconda Vice, not so much. You know, you could probably dislocate somebody's joints, but a choke out, I doubt, is going to happen. But Khan, he goes after the arm, trying to get it for maybe a Jujigatami or something, but Ishii reverses it into a Kimura of his own, and then transitions that into the cross arm breaker or Jujigatami, and then Khan gets to the ropes. So then, a little bit later, as they was hyped up, and they went back and forth with bone-on-bone headbutts.
Crazy.
As hell. And Ishii wins with a stiff headbutt.
Because he got a block for his.
Yep, and dropped Khan. Ishii eventually hits the sliding lariat, but only for a 2 count. He signals for the vertical drop brainbuster, but Khan escapes and gets a lariat of his own. And then Khan, I hadn't seen him do this before, but he hit a standing release gourd buster. Normally you drop to your knees and flat on your hands, releasing them almost at the last second, so they kind of push away a little bit, and it's meant to be like, you know, a head move. So that's what it should look like. No, he just dropped him. I don't know if because Khan couldn't go down to the mat at the time, or as a display of power. But then he set Ishii up, waiting in the corner, and he came out with an inverted bulldog and headlock. Actually, just a jumping net breaker drop, but he clutched the hands and drove him down. So, inverted bulldog. Then he got him up and had a delayed high angle backdrop. He just held him. I mean, it was like just the time stood still. Is how it was like a picture. Someone took a picture and just put it over the screen for a second. Then Ishii, he got up and he was going with the 1-2 elbows. They both started trading lariats. Khan countered his into a standing neck crank. They went for each other's lariats and twisting, and Khan got that standing neck crank on, sent to the side You know, and I've only seen one other person use it. I can't remember who it is. I seen one person use it. I don't know who it is, but it was as a submission hold. They would hold him in that neck crank on the side and just jerk the arms, just jerked on. It was a power wrestler too, until the person submitted. But that they never lasted long. It was WCW, I believe it was. They didn't last long. And then Khan bust out a well used high angle Tenzan tombstone driver. Only got a 2 count. He escapes the eliminator later, but catches a boot kick. They are intense. Ishii Ishii landed his lariat, but Khan kicks out on one. The crowd pops, but Khan falls to the ground. The crowd's behind both of them. Ishii has to adjust his brace. His hand is getting to him. The arm is getting to him. Then he calls for the lariat. Ishii does with 5 minutes left. There's 5 minutes left in the match, and Khan, he ducks and nails his lariat. They go through multiple counters, multiple finishing attempts. They are trying to get the eliminator, which is the Iron Claw Slam. Ishii keeps going for either a lariat and or the brain buster. They keep switching out, and Ishii breaks away just enough and nails it with the Enziguri. And then he hits it with a stiff lariat for a 2-point, like all the 9s. It was like questionable. That's how close it was. The crowd's loving it. They are into it. But then after a few more exchanges, Ishii nails the brain buster for the 1, 2, 3, and he wins. That's what happens. You still awake over there?
Yes, I am.
And honestly, even though I went through all that, watch the match.
Oh yeah, still watch the match because it's just so much more, and it's rich in techniques and counters and it's good.
If you hear that crackling, that's the humidifier. I got it next to me so I won't cough as much. Vaporizer. Making the air humid is a humidifier.
It's different.
It can humidify. Don't let her talk like that about you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you. No, I just told you to finish. I told you all the major key spots, and I can't spoil it for you. I just realized I can't spoil it for you.
Yeah.
I can't. The match is too damn good.
Just gotta go watch if you haven't already.
When the match is over, look, if someone, if I showed you the end of the match after the pin, from the pin up, and I just silenced everything, you would know who won or lost.
They were both spent.
They beat the brakes off each other.
Mm-hmm.
Great Khan wrestled Ishii's match and equaled him. Great Khan has proven he is championship material in this G1.
Yes, he has.
He has proven it. Everyone he's gone against, he has done their style, matched and or bested them in that style, and used his own style to finish things off. Great Khan is epic. I am hoping he does not ever change. I hope the office don't get a hold of him. I hope nobody gets in his ear about anything. He needs to be this person. This is who he needs to be. This is what you call a champion in maybe 2 or 3 years. You know, just because you want it now don't mean it's right to have it now. He looks seasoned like a perfect steak. But at the same time, there's always room for improvement. He don't take big risks in the ring. He's not a high flyer, so he ain't got to worry about that. He's not flippy floppy, not a high flyer, but they always doing some jumping and spinning, but they're not leaping over the ropes. There's a difference. He's none of that. He's a ground warrior. That's what he is. And he can do everything. Everything. I don't know if he can talk, but I know he can get under people's skin. He got something to say.
Yeah, something.
So I didn't want to take notes, but I got to follow my heart, and it said, "Do this, man." And I said, "I'm gonna do this," and I did it. And I'm sorry it was an 8-minute delay before I really got into it. A lot of prefacing and me trying to calm down my lungs so I could do this. And whew, all right, this was good. This was good. So you got anything else to add, love?
Nah, you covered it well.
All right, so I'm gonna make this one short. So we can get up out of here. This has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax 31, Day 11. All right, y'all stay safe out there. You know, mask up, glove up, wash up, be safe, stay safe. All right, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. See you next time.